Below are the most common meanings of the E1 error code in air conditioning units, along with the brands typically associated with each one and possible solutions. Additionally, at the end, we will explain what to do if your unit's brand is not mentioned throughout the video. 1. Indoor room temperature sensor failure or suction airflow thermistor. In many brands, the E1 error code indicates a problem with the temperature sensor located in the indoor unit, which is responsible for measuring room temperature. This failure may be due to a faulty thermistor, loose connections, or issues in the electronic control board. Brands that commonly associate the E1 code with this issue: Samsung, TCL, Beko, Electrolux, Prime, Hi, Train, Dollins, Voltas, AUX, York, American Standard, Frigidaire, Hisense. Now let's look at how to fix the problem and how the thermistor type temperature sensor works. The temperature sensor works as part of a voltage divider, consisting of two resistors in series. One fixed resistor on the electronic board. One variable resistor in the sensor thermistor. For example, if both resistors are 5K ohms and are powered with 5V, each one receives 2.5 volts. If the temperature decreases, the resistance of the thermistor increases, modifying the voltage distribution. This variation is interpreted by the controller to adjust the unit's operation. Diagnosis and solutions. A. Before starting the diagnostic process, try turning off and unplugging the unit for several minutes and see if the error appears again after powering it back on. B. Check the proper airflow in the indoor unit, clean the air filters, and verify the sensor's connections and correct placement. C. Open circuit. If the sensor is disconnected, cut, or damaged, no current will flow. Use a multimeter in the kilo-ohm scale to measure resistance. An infinite reading indicates an open circuit. D. Short circuit. A very low resistance, close to zero, suggests a short in the sensor, possibly due to wires touching. E. Resistance out of range. Abnormally high or low values can lead to incorrect readings, triggering the error code. Measure the sensor resistance and compare it to the value suggested in the unit's manual. If you don't have the manual, rub the sensor with your hand and verify that the resistance decreases as the thermistor warms up. F. Issues in the control board. Broken traces or damaged components may affect the sensor reading. Check the voltage at the sensor's power pins. It should be around 2.5 V if the board is energized. 2. Communication problems between indoor and outdoor units. In other brands, the E1 error code is related to communication failures between the indoor and outdoor units. This may be due to wiring problems, loose connectors, or failures in the control boards. Brands that commonly associate the E1 code with this issue: Bosch, Fujitsu, Mabe, General Electric, Carrier, Mr. Cool, Medea, Westinghouse, Mirage, Olimpo. Steps to diagnose and resolve the error. A. System reset. Turn off the inverter unit, cut the power supply, and wait several minutes before restarting it. B. Check whether the mains voltage is stable. To do this, use a multimeter on the AC voltage setting. C. Check all electrical connections between the indoor and outdoor units. Look for loose or damaged wires. If you're unsure about the signal cable, you can disconnect it from both units and use a multimeter in continuity mode to verify it has zero resistance or electrical continuity. D. Voltage measurement. With the unit powered and running, use a multimeter in DC voltage mode to measure the signal or communication wire, terminal, S, relative to the neutral wire. Voltage behavior may vary depending on the brand. E. For example, in Medea, the voltage oscillates between positive and negative values during normal operation. F. In other brands, it may oscillate only between positive values. G. A zero or constant voltage may indicate a fault in the electronic control unit. H. Electronic components check. If you have access to the outdoor unit's board, check if the LED diodes light up. If the board does not turn on, there may be a problem in the power factor correction circuit. Inspect the rectifier bridge, IGBT transistor, diodes, controller, and board traces. 1. Communication circuit check. Locate the communication circuit by observing the optocouplers. Check the state of resistors, capacitors, and diodes. Examine the capacitors on the board, as defective ones can cause communication errors. Important. It is crucial to understand that the same brand does not necessarily use the same meaning for an error code across all its models. This is because it may vary depending on the type of electronic board used in the system. It is possible to find different brands using the same model of control board. The list we have prepared is for reference and applies to most models, but not all. If your unit's brand is not on our list, we recommend the following. If your unit is a conventional, non-inverter type, try the suggestions related to the indoor temperature sensor. If your unit is inverter-based, the error is more likely related to communication issues between the indoor and outdoor units. In this case, we suggest following the recommendations explained in the video.